On this episode of RC Kicks, we're back playing with drones. We've got the Holystone HS710. So let's crack it open and see, is it any good? So a 250 gram drone from Holystone. Now it's 4K, so hopefully it's going to give us some decent images. Now it isn't stabilized, but it is dampered, so we'll just have to wait and see if that actually pans out. The proof is in the pudding, as we say in the UK. Now it's got brushless motors, that's definitely a tick. You're looking at prices as I look today, £186.99, but do shop around as these tend to go up and down all over the place. But prices are coming down, being that this is not a brand new product from them. It takes an SD card. You're looking at 23 minutes runtime. This one came with 2 batteries, so that's a nice decent level of runtime. 600 meter range, more than enough for a drone of this size. It has had tap and fly, which means you can draw around and it will actually go in the app that you have to download. Never tried it, we'll give that a go. Follow Me, that's definitely one worth checking out because that's one you're really going to use if you want to actually walk along and get it to track after you and things like that. Point of Interest could be another one, especially if you've got like a car or a boat or something and you want it to pan round but still face the thing that you're actually looking at. So on opening the box, you're presented with this. It's a little carry case, and quality wise it's fine, no issues at all. Obviously now most drones that you're going to be taking with you will come with a nice case like this. Then you just unzip it, and what you're looking for is that everything can be fitted in nice and easy. Now you're presented with this. I'm guessing this is more of a transportation. It would have been nice, this is just a piece of foam. I'm guessing it would have been nice to have something a little bit more substantial, but I'm guessing you're going to toss that at some point and just live with it like this. So what do you get? Well, in there is the actual controllers. Now you can fold these out to improve the size for your handling, which actually works really well. Then you have your aerials that you put up. Then in here is where you actually pull it out, and that's where your phone goes once you've downloaded the app from Holystone. Takes 2 extra AA batteries in the back of that. You probably want to have rechargeable ones. But if you're carrying some of these, one thing that's nice about this is if you're out and about, it's not a proprietary battery that you need to charge. You could just take a few spare ones, and if you got in a pinch, you could buy some new ones. So that's not too bad. Actually, the quality feels pretty good in the hand, no issues there. So you have your spare battery in here, and the other battery lives in the drone while it's in its pack. You just remove it out of here, and it's in its storage mode. You just pull out the arms, push it down, and then that will actually open it up. Oh, that will actually open it up for you, and then you've got your full drone. To turn it on, the battery is at the back. You just press and hold. You'll see and then it basically turns it on. And then you get all your flashy lights. Up in the top part of the bag is where you store other little bits and pieces like the manual. You get 2 little charging cables so you can charge the battery simultaneously. I did like that. That was kind of nice. Then you get your manual. Definitely worth a read before you mess around with it, because you can't really wing these. Once you've got a bit of experience, you'll kind of understand. But each drone has its own starting procedure, so you need that. Then they've included some extra blades for you, props, whatever you want to call them. Now you've got to make sure you fit the right one on the right side as they rotate in different ways. So you get a few of those thrown in as well. And that's pretty much what you get in the box. So taking a closer look at the transmitter, we'll start on the right hand side. You've got the GPS, that's just to turn it on and off. Then up here you have the home button. Pressing that will actually bring the drone back to you. This is the on and off button here. Then you've got an emergency button here. Holding this down for 3 seconds will actually kill the power to the drone. The problem is if that's up in the air and you hold this down for 3 seconds, the drone will plummet from the sky. Then you've got got your takeoff and land button over in this corner. On the top, you have a button which takes photographs. If you press it once, it will just take a photograph. If you press it and hold it down, it will start filming. If you then press it down again and hold it, it will stop filming. On this side, you've got your basic rates. You've got your high and low rates. If you want the drone to be more powerful and move faster, you can actually press it down and set it to high, which will show up on the screen at the front here. It's all pretty simple stuff. One other thing I found on the transmitter, which I really liked after reading through the manual, is you can actually adjust the angle of the camera in the drone from the transmitter. The top wheel here, as you roll it left and right, it will actually pitch the camera down or up like that. The other side doesn't actually do anything, it's just sealed on this one. So all we've got left to do now is take it out and see how well we get on. Right, let's get this modern drone in the air. Now it's a one-touch affair, all modern drones are these days, and it does exactly what it's supposed to. It just takes off and hovers. Now this has got GPS, so it should be rock solid, and on a day like this with almost no wind, it will sit exactly where you place it. Right, let's take it for a bit of a spin. Now the first thing that jumps out is the camera quality. Unfortunately is not that good. I was a little bit disappointed in this, as for this price point we're starting to spend a reasonable amount of money. Now it seems to be that the drone technology and the drone quality itself is great, and that's where the money's been spent. But you would think a good camera is not that expensive and a high frame rate. Now this is a 4K camera, and I must admit it's very washed out. Frame rate is not the best, and as you can see, all the colors are muted. I have played around to try and improve the image quality, but I couldn't really get anything better than what you see now. Now this is a full push. We're going up as fast as the drone will take us, and I was reasonably happy with it. The drone itself performs really well. Yes, it's brushless, and the battery life is fantastic. It feels like you're zooming around for ages. I took both batteries with me, and I only needed to use one full battery to get all the footage that you see here. Once you get it nice and stable and settled down, you can get some reasonably nice images, but if you turn into the sun or the light reflects off of the camera itself, it just can't really cope with it. As for the range, I didn't have any issues. I could run around this whole field, no problems at all, and the drone's well out of sight, being that the size is so small, so you have to use the feed on your iPhone. The problem is that you're standing out in the field with bright light. Seeing your iPhone is not the easiest. The app itself worked fine, was pretty easy. It's just the little icons are quite small when the sun is shining on your iPhone. I now did a full push again, so that's to give you an idea of the kind of climbing speed that you can get. I did like that you could adjust the camera position from the transmitter. That was a nice touch, but without the gimbal it's kind of limited. Obviously you have to fly very smoothly. Now I'm going to try the point of interest feature. So you just select it in the app, and then it should have you in the center of the image, and then it should pan round. Yeah, that didn't work very well. I played around with it for a while, and I did get it to improve. I'm surprised the app doesn't have like a center on it where you click on it and it actually pick a point. It couldn't really make it out with the sunshine either, but it kind of recovered towards the end. I played around with it a little bit more, and it is usable. I wouldn't say it's a feature you'd never use, but you just got to mess around with it for a while to get it to actually do a nice pan. Next, I'm going to try the follow me, where I line myself up in the middle of the field, and then I set it and then start walking away from the drone, and it should follow me along the path. Again, I tried this feature a bit now and again, and it was a bit hit and miss. It kind of worked sometimes, but not other times. I'm not sure what I was doing different, but here it actually starts to follow me in a minute. Again, it's a feature that is handy, but don't expect amazing precision. It did work, but it did sort of wander around the image a little bit. What I'm doing now is a single button land where I've just pressed it and told it to come in and land where it is. Again, super easy to take off and land these drones, and as you can see, perfect, no issues at all, and I didn't have to adjust the joysticks in any way. Then we can just reset it again, press the button, and we'll get it to launch again with just one click, or maybe two. So now we're going to push the drone and see how fast and how maneuverable it is, and it's, to be fair, pretty decent. Obviously, when you fly it like this, because it hasn't got a gimbal, well, your images kind of go out of the window. But as you can see, if you're pushing it fast in one direction, it's okay. The app started giving me the warning that my battery was getting low, so it was easy enough to bring it into a hover, press the button, and then it lands all on its own. So what's my final thoughts on the Holystone HS710? Well, the build quality is fine, super happy with it, all folds up nice and small that you can carry it with you without having to lug around a massive box, but there's so many like that now. Is that a killer feature? Probably not. Battery life is excellent. I was really impressed, especially when you get two in the box and you get two cables so you can charge them both at the same time. So from a flight point of view, you've got a lot to play with. Now, the main Achilles heel for this is the camera, and I think they kind of let themselves down a little bit because the drone is so good. Yes, it's no racing drone, it does feel a little bit heavy, but if you set it to the high rate, you can actually get it to zoom around quite well, especially as it's really supposed to be just a camera platform. But the image quality, not overly impressed myself, so if I was going to give any feedback to them, I would say definitely look at improving that camera. It's a bit of a surprise being that the cameras aren't exactly the expensive part when they've done a lot of the hard work for you. Anyway, comment below, let me know, do you have one of these? Have you got any recommendations? Do you think you know something that could beat this? Thanks so much, see you soon, bye bye.